All right, let's go ahead and call this Pompano Beach City Commission meeting of February 13th, 2024 to order. If I could ask everyone to please silence your cell phones or put them on vibrate so we don't get disrupted during the meeting, that would be ideal. Thank you for that. Irvin, can we go ahead and call the roll?
Yes. Commissioner Fournier?
Here.
Commissioner Moss?
Here.
Commissioner Perkins?
Here.
Commissioner Seegerson-Eaton?
Here.
Vice Mayor McGee?
Here.
Mayor Harden?
Here. Thank you for that. Our invocation today will be given by Father Finley St. Jean of the St. Elizabeth of Hungary Catholic Church. So if we could all please stand for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Father?
Almighty and eternal God, all praise and glory belong to you. From the very beginning, you created us out of love, and your love is unconditional and priceless. And this afternoon, we bow in humility and in gratitude for such love. And all that you asked of us is to be like you, to love as you love us, to live as one. And as a community, we strive for such ideal, no matter our race, no matter our nationality, no matter our religions, no matter our belief. And you created us this way in your image, yet all of us unique, so that we can form one beautiful and diverse community rooted in love. In a special way, we thank you today for our city, for our elected officials, the businesses, the churches, the hospitals and doctors, judges, our police officers, our firefighters, and our families and every single individual who contribute toward making our city a great place to live, toward making this city a place of love where everyone is welcome, where all of us can truly be one. And this afternoon, as this council is about to meet to discuss and decide on the fate of this city, send your spirit of wisdom and understanding upon the council members as they discuss the agenda and shape policies for our city. Help them to put the interests of the people above any self-interest. Motivate them to work for the good of the public and grow to love every single person entrusted to their care. Help them to be competent and excellent leaders. Always remind them of the one most important part of their job, that is to serve. Help them strive to choose what is moral and rational. And may every decision taken by our council members be righteous for our good and for the good of all the people they serve. And may the Lord be with you always, may He protect you and bless you. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, that takes us up to approval of minutes. Can I get a motion approving the regular City Commission meeting minutes of January 23rd, 2024?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. Can I get a motion approving the City and CRA Board Joint Special Meeting minutes of January 23rd, 2024?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. On our agenda this afternoon, we will be striking item number 16. So 16 is no longer part of the agenda. Mr. Harrison, are there any other changes to our agenda?
No, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Can I get a motion approving the agenda as amended?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. That takes us up to our consent agenda discussion. We will be pulling items 9, 10, and 11 from the consent agenda. So 9, 10, and 11 will be discussed individually. All other items on the consent agenda will be eligible for discussion during audience to be heard. So that's 9, 10, and 11. Very good. That takes us up to audience to be heard. Do we have anyone signed up for audience to be heard this afternoon, Kervin?
Yes, we do. We have 7 speakers, Mayor.
Very good. Let's go.
Okay, first speaker is Roderick Phillips, followed by Pat Anderson, followed by Dana Grosson.
Very good. Just name and address for the record and limit your remarks to 3 minutes, please.
Thank you very much. Rod Phillips, 2620 Northwest 10th Street, Cardi City, Barry Moss's district. Thank you, Barry Moss, for Sunday at the Super Bowl event. I know you had something to do with it, and we appreciate it. I want to thank you. And first, I would like to thank BSO on behalf of Tiger Trail Festival. They had one of their members, Daryl Starling. He ran, and he participated in the event. He made it through without any incidents, falling out or anything like that, because he is a little bit big. And he beat Ed Phillips in the 5K run. And I want to, the Track Trail Committee want to thank our commissioners, Rex Harden and Allison Fournier. Rex, he did well, but Allison, representing the city, District 3, she won between the commissioners. She beat Rex. So I just want to thank everybody for that, and the Tag Trail Festival. We want to thank Allison Fournier and Rex. They have attended every event that we have had for the Tiger Trail Festival. At Black History Month, they truly represent what we call the spirit of inclusion when it comes to coming to our events representing the city of Pompano Beach, Florida. They've been to the Gun Forum, they came to the Black Tie Gala, and they represented at the William F. Boynton 5K run. I think that has a lot to say for the city moving forward. They are the epitome of what we call the spirit of inclusion when it comes to white people celebrating black events in the city of Pompano Beach, Florida. I also would like to congratulate Darryl Starling and the BSO department, the city of Pompano, because they are doing an excellent job of moving the homeless around. And I want to congratulate them today on helping to help clean up the area around PF Insurance, Value Pond, and the health center, which has become a hub for the homeless, the mentally ill, and the indigent and the alcoholics to hang out and do whatever they want to do. I want to thank BSO for at least, it took them a while. I don't know what the problem was, but it took them a while before they heard the call that something needs to be done. Lately, they have been doing it, and I hope that they continue to do it, because with all this innovation we got coming on, our streets need to be safe for the kids at least. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Next speaker.
Pat Anderson.
Hi. I want to talk about I'm Pat Anderson, 2650 Northeast 24th Street in Pompano Beach with the zip code 33064-7701. It's been 7 years ago, I came here and I showed you this structure that was being built into our cul-de-sac. You might remember it was Lamar Fisher's last meeting. Well, they've not only finished it, they expanded my property too, and I got code harassment because of a smash not reported. So I went to code and had to avoid a lien on my home. I had to pay my whole mortgage off, right? Because I wanted to get a loan to pay for this harassment of code. And I don't even own a barge. And I had put a Broward County property appraiser, some catastrophic structural report, and it's reported. So anyway, time went on. We're now in our 7th year, and it's all because of code changes, zip code changes. This is the house that just got sold. It now has a new house number of 2642. It was created by McLean Ema. He's changed all the zip codes for our area. My phone tells me I'm in Lighthouse Point, and this house just got sold by Chris Ema being the attorney for it, and it went through Compass Realty, and it was fraudulently advertised in multiple listings using a house in Lighthouse Point owned by Helen Christos. So I'm saying that, Greg Harrison, you smashed the wrong house. Okay? Now, property appraiser Broward County, all their overlays are mishandled. This house number, 2642, did not exist a couple years ago. So you've got all your overlays wrong. You've got your dimensions wrong, and it's not Broward County's fault. It's you, Mr. Berman. You handle all the stuff you give to Marty Care. He told you so, and he really liked working with you for many, many years, and he really trusts you. But you forgot to tell him I got smashed. You forgot to tell him I got a code citation. I want clear title insurance. Okay? Period.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson.
This is where it got sold to, they moved up to Jacksonville. This is done by Chris Ema,
Thank
wrong zip codes.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. I appreciate it. Thank
You
you.
already better pay attention.
Very good.
Thanks.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Dana Golson.
Hi, good afternoon. This is a follow-up from January 9th. I came in before you and told some issues I had in my community. Oh, excuse me. 629 Northwest 21st Avenue here in Pompano Beach. In any event, my community, Sable Chase, I was concerned about some safety issues, compliance issues, et cetera. And I'd like to thank Code Compliance Director Mario Santalago, who met with me after that, and also Broward County Sheriff Captain Darryl Stallings, and they gave me great guidance. And I'm happy to report that with the follow-up, at least 10 of the streetlights that were not working, the light bulbs have been changed, so we are able to walk around safely early morning and late night. The gates are operable right now, so there has been some improvement, and I'm happy to report that. There are other issues that are still need to be addressed, and I am addressing them in an appropriate manner. One with the state, and secondly, which brings me here, Commissioner Moss, I want to thank that he was able to give me some guidance and direction, and one of my emails was forwarded to City Manager Harrison, who forwarded to someone in the legal department, Mr. Mark Berman. And I have documentation. I would like to follow up with them. This is I don't want to go into detail, but at this moment, but this community back in 07, 08, based on information that I was able to find easily on the Broward County's website, the first-time homeowners received over $3 million in first-time homeowner grants, which is great. It helped them, allowed them to purchase these properties. But since then, and I've been there for 4 years, my property was a foreclosure that I purchased. Several are not owner occupied. And the second and third mortgages of those grants clearly state it has to be owner occupied. Several of these properties are the ones that I have issues with that are not complying. Roof damage, garbage in front of their property, et cetera. If the city could help me follow up with that issue, and also the community put in a regulation, August in 2016, that was recorded, that all properties must be owner occupied. So if the city could help me follow up with this non-compliance of the grants, that would be tremendous help. All the there's 4 specific houses that I did focus on that I can prove that they are not residing there, they do not have the homestead exemption. 2 of them are actually living out of the county. And this is a disservice to the city of Pompano Beach. You guys gave these grants, and they're not complying with them. So again, I would like to follow up with someone in the legal department so they can address that.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And the gentleman you referenced is right at the end of this. That's Mr. Berman, Mark Berman, right there. So I'm sure he'll do anything he can to help you.
Mayor,
Mr. Moss,
I
Commissioner Moss?
did send your letter on to Mr. Berman, and he responded, and I thought I copied you. Didn't you not get a copy?
Now, the last email was January 23rd.
Okay.
Forwarded to Mr. Berman and to Mr. Harrison, who forwarded to Mr. Berman. I did not see anything else after that.
Well, he did respond to me, and I thought I forwarded it to you, but he's the guy you want to talk to.
Just leave the documentation.
Sure, just leave it with the clerk over there, all right? Thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. Very good. Next
Apparently
speaker.
unpopular today, I don't know.
You're the man. You're the man.
Next speaker is Ed Phillips, followed by Mary Phillips, followed by Matthew Herman, followed by Kathleen Aguilon.
Very good.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ed Phillips. I currently reside at 384 Northwest 19th Street, Pompano Beach. I want to start off by, first of all, commending the lady who just spoke about her diligence in trying to keep her neighborhood updated. And it may seem like it's a pain, but we need more folks like that in order to maintain the quality of life in our communities and our neighborhoods. Now, having said that, I am here to reach out to this commission to inform you that on the 17th of this month, there will be a street festival. My brother Rod did a fairly decent job at trying to explain the Tiger Trail Festival, but in his haste to commend everyone, I must also enhance and say that there was another young lady present at the gala, and her name was Rhonda. Rhonda, how do you say your middle name? Sigerson Eaton, and we appreciate her presence. In addition to that, Commissioner McGee in the past has attended the street festival itself, and I've always had the support of Commissioner Moss, and hopefully we'll see more of District 4 Commissioner Perkins. Having said that, there's going to be an event that's going to be happening on the 24th. It's called Ban the Books. Barry, you don't have to be able to run. Rex, you don't have to be able to give a speech. Rhonda, Ms. McGee, you don't have to be able to tell everybody about it or where we stood during moments of challenges and controversy. We're in a time in America where there's a significant number of challenges and controversy. Dare we not stand up? Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the work by the Tiger Trail Committee also. Thank you so much. Next speaker, Mary Phillips. Just name and address for the record.
Mary Phillips, 384 Northwest 19th Street, Pompano Beach, Florida. I just want to remind the community that on February the 15th at the Emmylou Olson Center at 6:30, there is a meeting concerning the $10 million that was reallocated to the Northwest community to help eliminate slum and blight. I think it's a great opportunity for the city also to participate, and that if we can get Broward County to do the hardening of those homes, meaning the air conditioners, the roofs, the updating the electrical boxes, it could help a lot of homeowners who have insurance that are really gotten out of control with their cost. And if the city could possibly do the facade improvements, because there was, initially, they were going to use that money for just facades. These people need more than facade improvements. They need something that's going to allow their home to be livable for many years to come. And that home hardening is very, very important. And I know that Housing and Urban Improvement gets money every year. And instead of them having to put that money on repairing or hardening the homes, if they can do the part that they were going to initially do with Broward County, and that's take care of the grass, the paint the house, you can help a lot more people in this community by doing it that way. You know, so that's important to me, and I think it would be good. We did have the Housing and Urban Improvement lady at our last meeting. I guess she wanted to see what was going on with it. Right now, people are going to be, we're going to be voting on how the money should be spent. Now, there are a lot of people that are putting proposals on other things that they want the money to be spent on. I think the money should be spent on its main purpose, which is hardening of these homes and helping these residents remain in their homes and improving their quality of life. Okay, so I just would like for your support in that, and if you all could help out, it'll make it so much better for the Northwest community. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for that. And just for clarification, for folks who aren't familiar with that topic, it's the Residential Advisory Board. It's a committee that was set up by Broward County to advise the Broward County Commission how to spend $10 million in the northwest section of Pompano. It's out of the city of Pompano Beach's hands. It's a Broward County decision. Thank you for that. Next speaker.
Matthew Herman, followed by Kathleen Aguilon.
Guys, how's it going? Matthew Herman, 121 Northeast 8th Street, Pompano Beach, District 3. We have a problem with roads. They're too small. No sidewalks. There's plenty of easement there. We need speed bumps. The traffic passing through because of construction going on is horrible. I'm out in the road telling people, hey, there's kids, slow down. It's not good. I'm a community activist for Mr. Gay Pride Houston, former Prince of the Windy City, nonprofit. We own a business in Wilton Manors, and we chose to live in Pompano. I would like this area cleaned up. There's illegal dumping. I have done my own investigating called BSO, approached the city, found trash from the office of Family Dollar on the property. Bags of office trash being dumped there. The owner of the property at 711 Northeast 2nd Avenue, I believe. The information that we found, she was 96 years old. We don't know if she's still alive. Can't find out how to contact her. We would like to turn that property into a community garden, if they could sign a contract, who the heir is, whoever. The middle school is right there. It'd be great for their science classes and everything to make that into a community garden. I have other topics to talk about, but I'll have to approach you and maybe come talk to Allison about them and some future equality and unity events for all cultures here. I'm the next generation of homeowners in this city, and we want peace, we want equality, we want unity, and without us, there is no future of Pompano. So if you guys could please address these subjects, and maybe you and I can speak sometime, we'd appreciate that.
Very good.
Also, I'm going to see about getting a petition to remove Family Dollar from the neighborhood. We don't want it. It brings in bad audience and trash throughout the whole neighborhood. The whole backside of Family Dollar, I've reported to code, they've been cited. It's nothing but trash, and we want the neighborhood cleaned up. Our streets taken care of. They're falling apart. So I appreciate that.
I appreciate your help in those endeavors. I know I guess you've been working with Mario and with code compliance. So
Mainly Herman.
okay, so you with the local representative. Okay,
Yeah.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Mayor, can I say something?
Yes, of course, Commissioner.
So make sure to email me or get my contact information, and we will get together to talk about some of these.
Yeah, I actually met a girl that you helped on her street. We do the Untapped event as well.
Perfect.
So you helped
We'll-
her out. So.
Yeah, when I hear questions about speed bumps and dumping, those are things we can work on.
We're
So
a block away from the McDougal House, so it'd be a great improvement.
right, make sure to get in touch with me.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it. Your help with everything. Next speaker.
Mayor, that concludes audience to be heard.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. There's one more speaker. One more speaker.
One more speaker. Well, we'll let you get
I'm
it.
sorry. Kathleen Aguilon.
Very good.
Sorry, Kathleen.
Please come forward. Just name and address.
Kathleen Angione, 740 Northeast 26th Avenue in Pompano Beach. So folks, I'm actually here on a really uplifting moment. I've been a resident of Broward County for 50 years, well, more than 50 years. I grew up in Lions Park, and I remember my dad used to always tell me, Rex, whatever any of the, elderly people in our community needed anything, my dad was the advocate. So up to Cypress Printing we went, and Rex, he always helped us navigate it, and to this day, he still swears like you're the go-to guy. Ms. McGee, I'm in Harbor and Atlantic, so I'm actually in your district now. I just want to thank everybody for all you've done for our community, and to let you know that I am going to be your hometown candidate. I am now running for judge. So I have been an attorney in our community for over 23 years. I am a trial attorney and an appellate attorney. I literally go to the courthouse every single day. I try cases. I, again, argue on appeal. So I just thought it appropriate that if I'm going to ask for you and our community's support and our vote, that it'd be appropriate that I reach out and say hello and make sure that everybody knows who I am, not just the folks that I've interacted with, Mr. Berman, a lot, and Fawn, a lot. But that's it. So I just wanted to say hello. Thank you guys for all that you're doing. And then, of course, ask for your support in the upcoming election on August 20th. So,
Very good. Thank you for
your
your efforts, and I'm sure we'll see more of you.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, any further speakers?
That concludes audience.
That concludes audience to be heard. Well, a good group there. Thank you very much. All right, that takes us up to our consent agenda. Can I get a motion approving item 1 through 8 and 12 through 15?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Item number 9 is, let's see, what is number 9?
Resolution.
9 is a resolution. A resolution. There we go.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a future advance agreement with and accept a promissory note from Sonata Apartments Limited to provide financial assistance in the form of a $250,000 loan to complete construction of a 121-unit mixed-use, mixed-income housing development located west of Dixie Highway between Northwest 6th Street and Northwest 8th Court, is provided and secured by the February 3rd, 2022 mortgage and security agreement executed between the parties, providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. This item was pulled by Commissioner Fournier, I believe, for a member of the public. Commissioner?
Yes. Thank you. I've pulled this for Mr. Ed Phillips. I also have a couple questions, though.
Okay, sure.
I'll go after.
Okay. You want Mr. Phillips to come forward first? Mr. Phillips.
Ed Phillips, 384 Northwest 19th Street, Pompano Beach. Before I begin, so that I'll be able to go home on the 14th of this month, I will have 35 years of being married to Miss Mary Phillips. So thank you, Mary Phillips, for tolerating me.
All right.
Now, having said that, Mayor, can someone please explain to me, if at all possible in a short period, what is the Affordable Housing Trust Fund? What is the purpose of that fund? Because I'm a little confused. It's a 121 unit, and they need Affordable Housing Trust Fund money.
Well, I can give you a short synopsis. The Affordable Housing Trust Fund is a trust fund the city has, where if somebody decides to buy out their affordable housing allocation instead of building affordable housing, they have to pay certain dollars to the city, and it goes into the Affordable Housing Trust Fund to be used for affordable housing purposes.
So this money to this entity is leveraged to ensure that we have affordable housing.
Correct, affordable units.
Now, I need to understand, once again, what is the definition of affordable housing, not from HUD, but maybe this city, because I really don't like the definition of affordable housing from HUD. And if we continue to use those guidelines, you're going to look out and see that there are going to be none of us here. Can you please explain to us or give me an example of what affordable housing should be versus what it is, if at all possible?
We have to deal with what it is.
I know, I just want to hear,
Yeah.
because I got to tell you something. I mean, I think this is, this is cynically humorous that we have an entity of 121 units and they're asking for a loan of $250,000. First of all, we probably, in retrospect, should have secured some type of agreement with them about affordable housing before they even got started, especially in the Northwest. And I don't want to say it like that, but especially in the Northwest. Having said that, once again, can can you explain how many units of affordable housing would come with this, or did we lock down any specific amount?
This is an affordable housing project already.
Huh?
This is an affordable housing project already.
It isn't?
It is.
It is.
It is.
Okay, so how many,
It is. They had price escalation as part of the construction. We've been partnering with them for some time.
man, listen, I think you're a great guy. I think you're okay, but in terms of the difference of affordable housing, I think our definition of affordable housing is way skewed. So now what happens, what I'm attempting to do is stand up for so many voices that I'm beginning to hear in this neighborhood and saying that we're not finding any solutions to affordable housing. If this is an opportunity to try to figure out how to flex our muscle to ensure that we can lower some of these rates, I think we should take that opportunity if we haven't already done that.
Okay, well, you still want Mr. Goldstein to address the definition?
Yes, I would. You know, what happens is you got me so rigged up with the time thing that when it goes off, you know, I'm like.
Oh, I appreciate that, but don't worry about that.
Go ahead.
Mr. Goldstein, can you explain the definition of affordable housing that we have to operate under?
Yeah, so in terms of Alex Goldstein, first of all, good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Compliance Manager, OHUI. So as far as affordable housing goes, we're bound by the federal guidelines as far as income limits, rent limits, things of that nature. So I would have to guide you to those.
And just for my edification, what is a figure, a cost, a number that you would put down as affordable housing right now?
The cost of a unit?
Yes.
Well, I can send you.
No, don't send me anything. Can you give it to me?
It's not of my opinion, so I can send you what the regulations say. They change year after year as far as I do.
With all due respect, at your stage, at your department, I think that it would behoove you to know those numbers.
Yes.
And that's my only thinking. I hear you and I see you, but I do think you should have those numbers off the top of your head. Having said that, I think my point has been made. Thank you, everybody.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Phillips. Appreciate it.
So,
Are you done, Mr. Phillips?
I'm going to listen to the commission.
Okay, well,
when we're done.
thank you, Mr.
No, I'm not done. I'm not done.
Okay, then go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not done. Now, I did not hear, have we asked for a set-aside of a specific number of units in some of these affordable housing developments?
That I can address. So for the Sonata apartments and the Captiva apartments, we actually have set aside 10 units for very low income, which is 30% area median income. So those are the units that we have the least amount of in the city that we're trying to establish more of in order to help,
Well, now that's the kind of stuff I want to hear.
happy to help you.
Yeah, it's like pulling teeth.
Okay. Now you heard it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's basically it. So as part of the development agreement we have with Cornerstone Group for the development of these two projects, we have certain set-asides for these units that would go towards the very lowest of income groups. So those units are being used with our grant funds or our affordable housing trust funds to produce those units and develop those affordable housing.
My concern, our concern, this community's concern is what criteria is used to determine who in our area would qualify to be able to have those units, because that is in itself an issue right now. So what criteria is utilized to do that, if any?
There's income criteria that are used not only by our office, but the property managers of the.
I guess what happens is, I know we can't do gold, so to speak, but if we could find within our abilities to, no, we can't do set-asides, I believe. But if we could find some way of ensuring that folks who live in the neighborhood would get some preferable treatment. And that is what the concern is now. It doesn't appear, and folks may not want to hear it, but I'm telling you what people are saying and what they're thinking. Right now, it appears that the people who live in the neighborhood do not get any preferable treatment. And I think it's a disservice, especially since they've held the line for so long in terms of paying taxes in this community. Now, having said that, that's my opinion. It is the opinion of a significant number of people, and I hope that you hear it and may be able to do something about it.
Mr. Goldstein, can we have set-asides for Pompano residents?
We could look into that for sure. We already have set-asides for seniors and veterans and elderly, so we typically, for the programs that we govern, we could perhaps implement something that would prioritize existing Pompano Beach residents?
I think that if you do that, then a lot more people will pay attention and they won't be as disgruntled. I think it behooves this entity, this body, to respond, to be very creative and think out of the box for the residents who live here. I think we're doing an outstanding job at attracting other folks outside of our borders. Let's do a better job in-house. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would just like to quickly add that for our other programs, such as our rehab program and things of that nature, it is restricted to Pompano Beach residents. So they get, not only do they get priority, it is restricted to Pompano Beach residents.
Well, since you've drawn me in this and since I'm in this, I think if we have those things that are restricted to Pompano Beach residents, you guys need to do a PR campaign about who those residents are and where they come from, because based on the disgruntledness of this neighborhood, those things don't seem to happen. Not that they're not happening, but I am seeing the perception of this neighborhood is that those things aren't happening. Thank you.
Very good. Commissioner Fournier.
Thank you.
Sure.
So for this affordable project, what is the mix for AMI here? So basically, these are priced based on a table based on your income and how many people live in a household. And then that's what the rent is. So that's relatively fixed, but there's different levels of area of median income that these affordable developments are built for. So I heard that we have, did you say 10 units for very low? What is the mix of the rest?
So with us today, I don't want to misspeak, so I have with us from the Cornerstone Group, Mr. Lenny Wolf and Josh Tonneson, that could probably give you a better breakdown of the breakdown of the units within the development.
Okay.
Josh Tonneson from Cornerstone. I don't know the exact unit mix. The IRS regulations that we have to follow demand that the building averages out to 60% of the area median income. I think we actually have 15 of the very low income ones, and then the rest of them are either 60%, and then we worked with the CRA and the Pompano Christian Clergy Council to get some market rates and even some 70% market.
Okay, so are these units already rented? Have people put in applications, or are they still available? Because every time I hear about Sonata, people say it's already full. It's already filled up.
All the way full. I think it's 97 or 8%.
Right, so right now it's
And
full.
we did. I believe we came here to lease up first, and we set up a booth in the city to try to get more local.
Okay, and my questions were actually about the loan here. In reading this, it sounded rather dire if we didn't do something. What is the situation that this $250,000 is going to move the needle with almost $2 million of cost overruns?
Yes. That's the gist of it. The cost overruns have stemmed from just really a supply shock that has made the construction time of these buildings closer to 2 years versus it used to be more like a year and a half. And that extra time has really hit the industry hard, and
Okay.
we're asking for some help.
Okay, and back to Mr. Phillips' point on the Pompano Beach residents, is that something that you are able to do to prioritize Pompano Beach residents when they submit an application?
We wouldn't be able to formally do it, but what we can and do is, our first leasing efforts for the first 30 days or 14 days, I forget what we agreed to here, but it's typically out of City Hall or CRA, whatever is appropriate.
Okay.
So we try to tilt it in favor a little bit.
Okay. And for the 15 at very low AMI, are those something that, because we've paid or invested in those, that we can have more control over?
I'm not sure though.
Hi, my name is Lenny Wolf with Cornerstone Group, commissioners and mayor, vice mayor. Just to address one comment of yours and what Mr. Phillips was suggesting, and Josh alluded to it, we can set up in City Hall, wherever you like, first floor, we can do it here in the commission chambers, outside the commission chambers, a desk and give out information. We've done that in Hallandale, we've done that in some other communities, and generally, because of that, we get people who live here. that's mostly who come to to that venue. So we can prioritize for a couple months in advance Pompano Beach residents, not formally, but informally.
Okay, and when you have an open unit, can you give Cassandra Rhett a call, who works for the city of Pompano Beach and is constantly interacting with people who are looking for this type of housing?
Yes.
So,
Sure.
okay,
I mean, we know generally a month or two in advance when people are moving out, and we're happy to do that.
okay, because I
It's
know
easier
she's
for us
tried to
do
place
it.
people into this property and been unable to, so.
I know and I think at Sonata, I'll get you the exact number. I think we have a majority of Pompano Beach residents. I know that we got lists of people, and we prioritize them as well. I can get you that information.
Thank you.
Just for everyone's edification, why can't you prioritize Pompano Beach over anyone else? As far as formally, I know you say informally and you'll set up a desk here, but why can't you?
Most likely, the simple answer is we will get sued. I don't think it's a fair housing violation of any sort, but that's life in the development world. But I think if we set up a table outside with leasing information and a person there to answer questions on days of commission meetings, and it's up to you, if you give us the space, we'll go in the first floor of the administration building. I know for a fact we'll get Pompano Beach residents, and mostly Pompano Beach residents. We're happy to do that. I mean, again, it makes our life easier. Why wouldn't we do it?
Very good.
Thank you.
Sure. That's it. Let's go ahead and take public input first. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Seeing none, public input closed. Commission discussion. I've got Vice Mayor, then I've got Commissioner Segerson-Eaton.
Would it be possible, since you guys aren't going to be the only affordable housing or very low affordable housing that will be opening soon, to have either through Cassandra or HUD a list of people like pre-applying for when future units come up? So we have Pompano residents that can come to, again, Cassandra or anyone, and create kind of just the standby list of people for contacts, like you said, make it easier even to let them know when something is coming to the market, either new or open units.
Sure. I mean, I'm happy to work with Cassandra. And if she wants to provide us with a copy of residents that she interacts with who are in need of this kind of housing, we're happy to reach out to them and let them know when stuff becomes available.
Okay, great. Yeah, just kind of proactively get their info.
Very good. Commissioner Segerson-Eaton.
Thank you, Mayor. The Sonata project, Mr. Wolf and Cornerstone have done, in my opinion, a great job. Sonata is beautiful. The grounds, the mixed-use, mixed-income element, marquee, and I believe you did Captiva as well. Is that correct? Yes. And so you have done quite a bit of affordable housing here in Pompano, given all in my opinion, all the economic strife and struggles and construction costs and all of the other issues that we've been facing over the last 3 to 4 years, I would hate to see this project be put in jeopardy for any reason. I support it. And I know that OHIU works closely with all of the developers here and the apartments in placing people and putting that information out. And of course, we couldn't discriminate on where people live because that would be, like you said, you'd be sued. So I just want to thank you because you're putting out a great project.
Thank you.
And you have a waiting list, and and with all hope you'll be doing more here in Pompano Beach.
I don't think we've begun pre-leasing on Captiva, which is 106 units. So taking your suggestion, we'll work with Cassandra, and if we'll try and let us know if we can set up a table here, we'll be happy to do it.
Thank you.
And I think you're going to find mostly Pompano Beach residents living in that community. Thank you very much for your kind words. By the way, it's in large part to the city and the city staff. They have great vision, and they've helped a lot.
Thank you. Just one more thing, I have heard that Pompano Beach has the most affordable housing units in the county. But you say Fort Lauderdale has more than we do? Mayor?
Yes, yep. Yeah, there were.
How many more? Do you have the number off the top of your head?
Off the top of, no, I don't.
Anybody have
but-
the number? How about you, Commissioner Fournier? How about
I
you
can
have the
send you a
number?
chart that I did. I'll send it to Mr.
Oh, that's
Harrison,
okay.
and he can send it to you.
I know where to get it, but thank you. Yeah, well, second most. Hopefully, we'll go. But basically, there are cities in Broward that have zero affordable housing. Just zero. So, just thank you for all you're doing, and let me know if you're going to do any up in District 2 and how.
Tried.
You tried? No go? Too bad.
We'll try
Thank you.
again.
Okay. Thank you.
Very good. Further commission discussion, Commissioner Perkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I 100% support this project. From the very beginning, I took a tour and worked with the developer's staff. As far as the residents finding a place to live, the number one issue in my district right now is housing. And there is a need for more affordable housing in the area. Staff is really pushing for market rate, and I have a lot of residents coming to me about not being able to afford a lot of apartments or units that are being built in my district. So I don't think that we have enough. I would love to see this developer put up some more affordable apartments in the area, but I don't have an issue with this item because it said that it's a loan. And I don't know what the big issue is because he exceeded his budget and he asking for a loan. I don't have an issue with that. So I just don't know what the big stir-up is. But I'm constantly, every day, listening to residents saying, I don't have a place to live and I need affordable housing. And it seems that the staff is not listening because, like I said, staff is pushing for market rate. And the people in my district, basically, a lot of them cannot afford market rate apartments. So the Sonona Apartments, I applaud you for the work you've done. And I've worked with the staff from the very beginning with these apartments, trying to get a lot of people placed in them. So before they were built, they were occupied. People were trying to get in them. So I appreciate this affordable housing, and we need more. Thank you.
Commissioner, I'll get Commissioner Moss and Commissioner Fournier.
Yeah, well, I mean, Commissioner Perkins is absolutely right. We do need more of it. If we built 300,000 affordable units tomorrow, there'd be a dire need for 300,000 more. But I support it. I think it's good, and I know that this project is good, and to me, this is a no-brainer. But I do want to echo Commissioner Segerson Eaton's comments about other communities not doing their fair share. And sometimes the representatives from those communities, either in state government or in county government, are the ones who are saying the most about affordable housing, yet doing the least. So I'll mention no names, but every opportunity I have to say this, I'm going to, because we do far more than our share, and it's really upon other communities to ante up and do their fair share too. There are people working in Plantation and Collier's, Cooper City who work in restaurants and McDonald's and gas stations, and they have to travel by bus from here to there because those communities don't want to help them live there. So it's not just all up to us, it's up to other communities as well. But I'm certainly going to support this. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you. Commissioner Fournier?
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know that any of us are upset about this. I think it's an opportunity to talk about it and our needs and what's going on here with these two important projects, because the next one is Captiva Cove, and that one's at a different phase of construction. So it sounds like there's more opportunity there. I think we're all appreciative of what you're doing here. And with respect to the question that was asked, in Fort Lauderdale, they have about 4,700 income-restricted units, and in Pompano, we have about 2,600, so they have almost twice as much in Fort Lauderdale. Certainly, per capita, it absolutely makes sense. So we are certainly doing more than most cities. Some of these cities have almost none, but Fort Lauderdale and Pompano are bearing the burden here of all of this. Thank you.
Very good. Further commission discussion? Seeing none, let's go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Fournier,
Yes.
Commissioner Moss,
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Seeger-Sneaton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McGee,
Yes?
Mayor Harden.
Yes. Item number 10 is a resolution.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a future advance agreement with and accept a promissory note from Captiva Cove 3 Associates Limited to provide financial assistance in the form of a $250,000 loan as provided and secured by the March 17, 2023 mortgage and security agreement executed between the parties to complete construction of a new 106-unit affordable housing development located at 740 Southwest 11th Street, providing an effective date.
So moved?
Second?
Moved and second for discussion. This item was pulled by Commissioner Fournier for a local resident, I believe. Commissioner Fournier?
Yes, I pulled this for Mr. Phillips.
Very good. Mr. Phillips, just name and address for the record.
Ed Phillips, 384 Northwest 19th Street, Pompano Beach. And all I can say is, wow. The point here was the fuss is that it was an opportunity to talk about affordable housing and what we're doing or what we're not doing or what we should do and where we are at. So anyone who does not understand what the fuss is all about missed the whole freaking point of this discussion. Now, having said that, I really, with all due respect to everybody up here, I don't care what any other city is doing. What I care about is what the city of Pompano is doing as we are beginning to experience a boom in growth. I care about the perception of those folks who have toured here for most of their life who may feel left out and unwanted. I care about what we can do for them. Now, let me qualify what I'm about to say. Mr. Wolf, where have you been? Because I like you. You've always been straightforward. You've done a good job at outreach, but the people you are dealing with in reach are suspect. I said it, and I meant it. Having said that, I'm going to take my seat, but I do enjoy the discussion that we're having about affordable housing because of the discussion that is needed, and I must tell you, it is a fuss that we should have continuously. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Commissioner Fournier?
That's it. On this one, I'm happy to see the construction going on there at Captiva Cove. It's moving along. Hopefully, everything is smooth for you, and I look forward to you working with Cassandra to see if there's some people she can get placed in there. So, thank you.
Very good. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Seeing none, public input closed. Commission discussion. Commissioner Moss.
Just going to say, given the reality of how much prices have gone up and how difficult it is to get supplies, I'm amazed they only need $250,000. They've done a pretty good job if that's all they need. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you. Further commission discussion? Seeing none, let's go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Fournier,
Yes.
Commissioner Moss,
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Seeger-Sneaton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McGee,
Yes.
Mayor Harden.
Yes, thank you for that. Item number 11 is a resolution.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a license agreement between the City of Pompano Beach and Florida Poker's Travel Baseball, Inc., to utilize the city's community park athletic fields in Custer Park to provide and promote a year-round travel baseball program to co-ed youth ages 7 to 17, providing an effective date.
So moved?
Second?
Moved and second for discussion. This item was pulled by Commissioner Fournier. Commissioner?
Thank you, Mayor. So I'm very excited to see this on here. We've previously had a discussion about youth baseball here in Pompano. It was a while back. I had asked some questions about recreational baseball. I think my integrity was questioned up here, and Commissioner Moss came to my defense, and it was quite a lot going on for youth baseball. But I'm hoping we can get an update on youth baseball here in Pompano, and then I have questions about this new travel program also. So I had been hearing from a lot of parents about baseball. Have we made any changes?
Good afternoon, Mark Boudreau, Recreation Programs. Oh, actually, it's Recreation Director now, I'm sorry. Yes, we have. So I'm delighted to report to you that we had our first in-house youth baseball recreational program that was successful this year. And we are continuing that success with bringing in the Florida Poker. So if you're familiar with baseball, the poker name should should respond to that. They're a fine organization. We're happy to bring them in. So, yes.
Very excited that you're bringing travel baseball here and such a good organization. My questions about this contract really revolve around are we bringing teams that already exist to come use our facilities, or is this organization going to create all new teams with Pompano children?
So I can answer part of that, and then I have Ryan here this afternoon. I can join in that.
Okay.
So a minimum of 25% of the team's field should be and will be from Pompano. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ryan Combs from Florida Pokers Baseball. Yes,
sir, I'm sorry. Address for the record?
Oh, it's 410 Avernia Street, West Palm Beach. Yes, our whole thing is going to be Pompano. I used to coach at Pompano High School. I was at a charter school teaching here, and my goal is to have 100% Pompano kids. So it's not bringing them in, it's starting here and then working our way out. So it'd all be, our goal would always be 100% Pompano kids. It just kind of depends on building teams and where we are with the number of kids. But there's a stipulation with making sure we're at 25%, and I don't plan on ever even being close to that. It'll be way above that.
I'd love it to be 75%. So yeah, my concern was that we had existing 8U, 10U, whatever teams that were just looking for a home. And these are all new teams that you're creating. What ages do you plan to?
It kind of depends on when we'll hold tryouts. I'll advertise it in the area as best we can, and every opportunity, social media, everything, trying to get the word out, hold tryouts in Pompano at Kester Park and at the fields, and start from there and work our way out.
Right. There is such demand for this. I know so many parents who travel all over the county to Margate, Coral Springs, Hollywood to take their kids to travel baseball. So I'm very excited to see this.
Well, I'm excited you're excited.
I'm really excited that you're starting new teams with Pompano kids.
Yes, ma'am.
At least 75%.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Very good. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Seeing none, public input closed. Commission discussion. Commissioner Moss.
Just a quick question. What does travel baseball mean? You travel from city to city?
Mr. Boudreau?
Yep, that's exactly what it means.
Okay.
Our in-house program is just that, recreation, and we stay in our own lane. We strictly deal with the recreational component. Travel is more advanced folks.
So a team from Pompano would go to Margate and play their team, and I got it. Thank you.
Very good. Further, Commissioner Fournier.
They also send these kids to Cooperstown every year, some of these organizations, and they represent their city elsewhere. So it's good for the city.
Very good. Yeah, we've actually had recreational teams go to Cooperstown before also. Recreational kids just from Pompano Beach Rec ball. Mr. Boudreau, the Pokers, you said familiar name. So they've been in existence previously, or it sounds like this is a new team?
No, I recall they were the Parkland Pokers. They could have been numerous names, but right now they're Florida Pokers.
Sorry, I should have sat closer up front. So we currently have high school teams that play all over the country. We have a college team, but we don't have youth. So we haven't done anything with the younger kids yet. So that's where we would start. We would hold tryouts and stuff like that and travel around, play teams in the area, but we also eventually, hopefully to a point where there are teams that play in Atlanta for big tournaments, Cooperstown, different things like that. So it's kind of just an opportunity for them to get exposure and to develop as players.
So you're like a travel team company, is that it?
Yes, yes. So
this isn't like just a group of parents got together and said, yeah, let's have a travel team. This is your business, is to create travel teams around the country.
Yes, and it's a big thing for the kids as they grow to get the exposure in front of coaches so they can figure out college and beyond that. So it's a big help for them to get exposure to go these tournaments and do things and develop as kids too.
Gotcha. Okay. That's great.
Thank you.
Further commission discussion? Seeing none, let's call the roll.
Commissioner Fournier?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Seegerson-Eaton?
Yes.
Vice Mayor McGee?
Yes.
Mayor Harden?
Yes, that concludes our consent agenda. Let's move on to the regular agenda. Item number 17 is a second reading of an ordinance.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a First Amendment to the Agreement for Transportation Services between the City of Pompano Beach and Circuit Transit, Inc., providing for microtransit transportation services, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. Good afternoon, Mr. Lance.
Afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Jeff Lance, Parking Manager. Second reading of this item. No changes since the first reading. Happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Thank you for that. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Please come forward. Just name and address for the record.
Sarah Peterson, 4354 Northwest 9th Avenue. So I just noticed out where I work at on the weekend where the transit goes out towards the beach. When is it expected to move west with its route?
We have been approved for a grant that we hope to bring to Commission in July for some extra money. We will be sending, hopefully be adding a couple vehicles to send in both east and west.
Mhm.
And we're also looking for some other options, grants or other, to extend possibly larger vehicles further out west.
Okay. And what is the rate to ride the transit, or is it a free service too?
Free service right now.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this move forward, especially transportation, and it being able to go west and transmit between the two, east and west. But I like the concept of it. I like the idea of it. I actually saw it while I was out to work, but I don't see that in the northwest or in the west side. So I want to see how soon we can get that to move more west. It has an appeal to it, and it's free to people. I think it will help with a lot of transportation. So I support it.
Very good. Further input from the public? Seeing none, public input closed. Commission discussion. Commissioner Moss.
You know, this came up at my Saturday morning meeting. Someone had a question. When the time comes that you're going to be extending these bus routes all the way to the casino, they're not going to be these little golf carts, are they? They're going to be these small buses that hold 15, 12 people. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, the golf carts have a maximum speed limit of 25, so they wouldn't be a viable option for Atlantic Boulevard.
Okay, that's what I told them I thought it was. Thanks.
Vice Mayor.
I just want to thank staff and parking for continuing to do this. You know, it's crazy that circuits, we've only had it in the city for a year, and that's how quickly it became popular, and we're trying to expand it and find the money to expand it or different things like that, because even though the rides are free, the service is not. So we always need to figure out a way to, through grants or whatever else, other funding mechanisms, try to work to continue to expand it as smart and quickly as we can. So thank you so much.
Very good. Commissioner Fournier.
I guess I'm going to reiterate that District 3 is probably accessible within that 25 mile per hour limit using neighborhood roads, and they are eager for this to come because they're sick of paying meters at the beach, at Harbor Village, and in the parking garage. Thank you.
Very good. Now, this is, the circuit in no way does away with our current free bus service, correct?
No. The green route, for instance?
Yeah, the green route, for instance, green, orange, blue.
No assigned stops. It's an on-demand service.
Right, very good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anything further? Seeing none, let's call the roll.
Commissioner Fournier?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Segerson-Eaton?
Yes.
Vice Mayor McGee?
Yes.
Mayor Harden?
Yes, item number 18 is a first reading of an ordinance.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a service contract between the City of Pompano Beach and Debris Tech LLC to provide emergency automated data management system services, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. Good afternoon, Mr. Ketchum.
Good afternoon, Russ Ketchum, Director of Environmental Services. The item in front of you is a contract that we are pursuing to enter into. The device that we are discussing is really long overdue, admittedly. In prior storms, when we do hurricane debris, we have to monitor it. There's a process that FEMA regulates and requests us to do. And historically, we've been doing that on a old school 4-part, 5-part form. So yes, it was old school. Yes, I'm old school. I like the paper. So the staff and everybody has convinced me to finally get into the 1990s and get this digital type thing. And so here we are. So this is basically a iPad type of device that allows us to do the same thing that we've been doing on paper, only electronically, thus eliminating a lot of human errors and so forth.
Very good. Thank you for that. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item?
I'm terribly sorry.
Oops.
I'm getting a third base coach here. FEMA. What did I say? Did I not say a FEMA requirement?
No, this will assist us greatly with keeping, I'm sorry, Mayor, with your permission.
Sure,
sir.
go ahead.
I
I don't know who you were getting.
I
Okay,
apologize.
fine. You guys take over. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to, this would help assist meet FEMA requirements for reporting. That was the main thing. So I was just talking to him. You weren't supposed to say anything. You were just,
Okay, so it's
you, Mayor.
going to help with our FEMA requirements, absolutely. Yeah, it helps keeps us in compliance with FEMA. Gotcha.
And get our money back.
That's it, exactly. Get our money back, that way there's no errors and no problems, and we get the check back from the federal government. Now, this is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Seeing none, public input closed. Any questions, concerns from the commission? Great job. Welcome to the 20th century. Let's call the roll.
Commissioner Fournier,
Yes.
Commissioner Moss,
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Seegerson-Eaton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor McGee,
Yes.
Mayor Harton.
Yes. Item number 19 is the first reading of an ordinance.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a second amendment to the license agreement between the City of Pompano Beach and ProServe Concepts LLC, providing services as the head tennis professional for the Pompano Beach Tennis Center, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
So moved?
Second?
Moved and second for discussion. Good afternoon, Mr. Boudreau.
Good afternoon, Mark Boudreau, Recreation Director. This item is to approve the current agreement for an additional year. And Eddie Sposa has been under contract with the city for tennis programming lessons for 14 years. He's been a member of the United States Tennis Association for over 44 years. His knowledge and experience is exceptional. He leads a team of high-performing tennis professionals that teach both youth and adult tennis and pickleball. The tennis center has 16 lit clay courts and 2 pickleball courts. There are over 344 memberships. And the facility is open 7 days a week and open to members and the public alike. And that concludes my comments.
Very good. Thank you for that, and thank you for his service throughout the years. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Seeing none, public input closed. Commission discussion. Questions? Commissioner Perkins.
Thank you, Mayor. I think I mentioned this before about the tennis. Now that we are remodeling the Mitchell Moore Annex, I think that's what you call it. We call it West Side Park. I think it's a good idea to look into maybe next year, one of the tennis coaches assisting some of the youth in that area where we have the West Side Park. I am going to request that we do something to upgrade the tennis courts and bring in the pickleball as well there. So we can consider this for next year for this professional to come out and help some of our youth with tennis.
It's a great idea. We are already programming that, so we built into the agreement there's an additional 40 hours of additional things he has to provide to the community. So one of those could simply be instruction in Northwest community.
Right, yeah, we just need to do a little improvement to the tennis court, but to bring in the pickleball, I think would be great.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. Mr. Boudreau, I'm sorry, Commissioner Segerson. Mr. Boudreau, those courts out at the McNair, Mitchell Moore, those, because, yeah, what are the plans for those?
Yep, they need some attention for sure.
Okay, so it's just going to be upgrading the facilities there? Okay.
Public Works has a recurring plan to resurface sports courts.
Gotcha. And has the, it's a separate topic, but has the fence been fixed around the pool area yet?
On the fence?
Yeah, has the fence
Sure,
been fixed around the pool?
Yes.
Yeah, and around the tennis courts. Very good, thank you. Commissioner Segerson-Eaton?
Thank you, Mayor. So, yeah, since we have our big, the huge soccer field park, the new one, I would like to see, I'd like to see pickleball courts in place of where the soccer fields are up at the North Pompano Park. Can we do that?
Certainly, we can take a look at that in the CIP. That's kind of independent of what we're talking about here, but certainly we can have that discussion.
How is that independent of what Mitchell Moore?
There are no pickleball courts up there.
There are not, exactly, and it's such a popular sport.
It is, there's no question.
And if they're going in other parks, I think, having them up there in North Pompano, since the soccer fields service the soccer players. So I'd like to have that done.
certainly, when we discuss CIP, that you can bring that up, and we'll certainly be cognizant of it.
Thank you.
Very good. Further commission discussion? Seeing none, let's go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Fournier?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Seekerson-Eaton?
Yes.
Vice Mayor McGee?
Yes.
Mayor Hart?
Yes. Item number 20 is the first reading of an ordinance.
An ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, approving and authorizing the proper city officials to execute a candidate financial reporting system sublicense agreement between the City of Pompano Beach and the Broward County Supervisor of Elections, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. Mr. Alfred.
Yes, good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. The item before you involves a update to the contract that we have, the existing contract we have with the Supervisor of Elections Office for the use of their software for candidate financing. So they're just basically updating the language within the contract. No substantive changes to the agreement itself, just adding more language to clarify. That concludes my comments.
Very good. Thank you for that, and thank you for implementing the system also. This is a public hearing. Is there any input from the public on this item? Seeing none, public input closed. Commission discussion, questions, concerns. Seeing none, let's go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Fournier?
Yes.
Commissioner Moss?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Seekerson-Eaton?
Yes.
Vice Mayor McGee?
Yes.
Mayor Harden?
Yes. Item 21 is a resolution.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, appointing blank to the Sand and Spurs Advisory Board of the City of Pompano Beach to fill the unexpired term of Kim Boros, said term to expire on April 26, 2026, providing an effective date.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. Are there any nominations for this item?
Mayor,
Commissioner Seekerson-Eaton?
I'd like to nominate Ann Ward.
Ann Ward? Very good. So Ann Ward. Are there any further nominations for this item?
Yes, Mayor.
Commissioner Fournier?
Amy Vera Hobb.
Amy Vera. Very good. Any further nominations for this item? Hearing none, nominations are closed. When your name is called, please indicate your choice, either Ann Ward or Amy Varro Hobb. Let's go ahead and call the roll.
Commissioner Fournier?
Amy Vera Hobb.
Commissioner Moss?
Amy Varro Hobb.
Commissioner Perkins?
Ann Ward.
Commissioner Seekerson-Eaton?
Ann Ward.
Vice Mayor McGee?
Ann Ward?
Mayor Harden?
Amy Varro Hobb. Motion fails motion fails. Very good. I guess bring it back next meeting.
Okay.
That takes us up to item 22 as a resolution.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, appointing blank to the Public Art Committee of the City of Pompano Beach as architect for a term of 2 years. Said term to expire on February 14, 2026, providing an effective date.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. Are there any nominations for this item?
Mayor,
Got Commissioner Moss.
I nominate Toby Aycock.
Very good. Toby Aycock. That is the only, I guess, any further nominations for this item? Nominations are closed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you for that. Item number 23 is a resolution.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, appointing blank to the Public Art Committee of the City of Pompano Beach as art professor for a term of 2 years. Said term to expire on February 14, 2026, providing an effective date.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and seconded for discussion. Are there any nominations for this item? I'd like to go ahead and nominate Mimi Botscheller, the incumbent from District 1. Are there any further nominations? Hearing none, nominations closed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. Item 24 is a resolution.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, appointing blank to the Public Art Committee of the City of Pompano Beach as curator for a term of 2 years. Said term to expire on February 14th, 2026.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Okay, are there any nominations for this item?
Mayor,
Commissioner Moss.
Mary Lou Hamilton.
Very good. Mary Lou Hamilton. Any further nominations for this item? Hearing none, nominations closed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. Takes us up to item 25 as a resolution.
Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pompano Beach, Florida, appointing blank to the Public Art Committee of the City of Pompano Beach for a term of 2 years. Said term to expire February 14th, 2026, providing an effective date.
So moved?
Second.
Moved and second for discussion. Are there any nominations for this item? I'll go ahead and nominate Donna M. Shore, the incumbent from District 1. Are there any further nominations for this item? Hearing none, nominations closed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Thank you. That concludes our regular agenda. Is there any additional audience to be heard, Mr. Alfred?
No, Mayor, no further audience to be heard.
Very good. Our next scheduled meetings, next is February 27th at 2024 at 6 p.m. That's a regular City Commission meeting, followed by March 12th, 2024 at 1 p.m., a regular City Commission meeting, and then March 26th, 2024 at 6 p.m., also a regular City Commission meeting. That takes us up to reports. Mr. Harrison, any report today?
Yes, sir.
Very good.
So, Russ, you want to come on down? While Russ is making his way down about making an announcement, I wanted to let you all know that we are having to delay the opening of the Pines Golf Course another 30 days. So the new opening date is April 2nd. We're having trouble keeping this new grass on the slopes of the contours of the land, and I really don't want to open the course with bald spots.
Yeah.
We want it looking really good when we open it.
Wow. Okay. Very good. Another 30 days. Very good. Thank you for that. Mr. Ketchum?
Yes, thank you. So one thing we'd like to announce is we've been working with Coastal, our waste hauler, and one of the things we've been working with them is to kind of stay ahead of technology, and part of the technology is, as we all know, electric vehicles. So Coastal has agreed to procure an electric garbage truck. So we're actually taking delivery of that. They are taking delivery of that soon, on the 21st. And we're going to be putting that on a route to see how feasible it is to run this electric garbage truck and what kind of routes and so forth. So it is something that we're very excited about because assuming this technology grows the way we are hoping, again, it's just a step in the right direction as far as our environmental stewardship as a city.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Because right now they run on natural gas?
So right now they run on natural gas. It's been a very popular option. Florida has a large supply of natural gas. They're quieter than diesel trucks, but of course everybody's looking to try to take that next step, and with the batteries, the vehicle batteries being improved all the time, we're hoping that this investment, their investment, again, it didn't cost the city anything, but this step is a step in the right direction.
Very cool. Well, thank you for that update. Appreciate that. Thank you to Coastal for taking the step. That's great. Thank you. Anything else?
That concludes my report, Mayor.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Appreciate that. Mr. Berman, City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. Like Mr. Harrison, I'm concerned about bald spots, but there's not much I can do about them, unfortunately for me. But at any rate, I have no report. Thank you.
Great. Yeah.
Nothing's growing up there anymore.
It's already slid off, in other words. Okay. Very good. That takes us up to City Clerk, Mr. Alfred.
No report.
Okay. You don't want to add to the hilarity. Okay. City Commission, Commissioner Fournier.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to take the opportunity to talk about traffic on Cypress Road because, for lack of a better word, it's a total mess right now with school in session, season here, and the ramifications of the construction project. So, I can go through the detailed list, but the left turn lanes going onto Southwest 3rd and onto McNabb, so one going northbound, one going southbound, are just not long enough. So the cars are stacking and taking up a travel lane on Cypress Road, which is creating gridlock at certain times of day, in the morning and in the evenings. The crossing at Southwest 9th by Lions Park, the elementary school in Garden Isles, can have 10 cars deep in the morning to get across. The unprotected lefts, I keep hearing about the southbound on Cypress at 3rd and 5th. The unprotected left-hand turns are creating some confusion, especially with the additional traffic on the road. So I know we've looked at Cypress before, but I think we need to do it again. So I guess I'd like to ask the city to do some kind of engineering study about that intersection of Cypress Road and Southeast 9th Street. If we've looked at it before, I know that the county has not been receptive to doing anything, but the number of people who reach out to me and tell me that it is the most dangerous intersection in the entire world is pretty staggering. And I know you know this, Rex. You lived there and you represented this district. It is dangerous, and I don't care if the numbers don't show that. It just is. People do crazy things to make their way across that road. So I think it's time for us as a city to look at an engineering study of that. If the county won't move the light, then maybe we need to, as a CIP project, invest and move that light. So I guess I'd like some follow-up from engineering on whether they can look into that for us. I'd also like someone to restart the conversation with the county about what it would take to get rid of the unprotected left turn lanes at Southwest 5th and Southwest 3rd when you're going southbound on Cypress. And then lastly, I took the opportunity to review all the McNabb work that we received at the end of the last commission meeting with the streetscape and the bridge. And the part of it that was missing for me was any drawings or designs that show that we're trying to also improve the functionality of McNabb Road, especially down by the elementary school and even Cypress and McNabb at this point. So looking at that $17 million and not seeing any functionality improvements on that road, just that we're planting trees and sidewalks, was a little disturbing to me. So I guess I'd like some follow-up on if we're going to invest in that streetscape, are we going to redesign the eastern part of McNabb, which is actually Vice Mayor McGee's district, but with the McNabb Elementary there, the Publix, and there is constant confusion and traffic there. So I guess I want to see if we're going to do more on McNabb to actually fix the functionality, not just sidewalks. And so that's all I had on what's going on the roads there. I hear from people constantly about the traffic and the crazy things they have to do to get their kids to school or to make things work. And it's I think, relatively unsustainable. So that's that. And then I wanted to say thank you to the whole Tiger Trail Committee. I've had a lot of fun this month. They did a really great job with a lot of great events, and I will continue to support them the rest of the month, but I wanted to just thank them for all their hard work on behalf of our city. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Very good, thank you. Commissioner Moss.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to remind everyone that Saturday the 17th is our first jazz concert at the Gazebo, or the Great Lawn, or as I like to call it, the Esplanade in Palm-Air. So it's a free concert, and you don't have to be from Palm-Air to come. So Saturday evening, hopefully bring your chairs and blankets and come to the Jazz Fest. Also, I've received some reports about how things are going on at the casino, and they're moving on really very quickly. So that's good news, and congratulations to the developers and everyone involved in that. And the third thing I wanted to ask our city manager if he's has any news about his conversation with the Broward Sheriff's Office in terms of appointing a chief of police in Pompano Beach.
We are still working on that, Commissioner.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. That takes care of that. Commissioner Perkins.
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me, I wanted to just have one item. Just wanted to commend our very own Lamar Jackson for winning the second NFL MVP award. And I think that because Lamar Jackson is from Pompano, there should be something we can do as a whole in the city of Pompano Beach to honor his accomplishments. I know that we do have a display set up for him at the McNabb Park, but I think we can do more. I was reading the highlights where he is a two-time NFL Most Valuable Player 2019 and 2023, a two-time first-team All-Pro 2019 and 2023, three-time Super Bowl 2019, 2021, 2023, NFL Passing Touchdown Leader 2019, the Burt Bell Award 2019, the Heisman Trophy 2016, and the list goes on and on and on. And I just want to be clear that all of his information here says he's from Pompano Beach.
Mm-hmm.
So I think staff should get together, or we should get together and try to do something to honor him. I put in a call to his mom this morning to find out when he will be back in Pompano again. So I can get back with staff once I hear back from her as to when he will be back in Pompano Beach. Thank you.
Very good. Just to follow up on that, because, yeah, I delivered the key to the city and also a proclamation I drove down to Miami to actually present it at an event he was going to be at down there back in, gosh, it's probably 2019 now. But, yeah, absolutely. He's done a lot of good things, and it's Pompano comes from Pompano. Thank you. Thank you for that. Commissioner Segerson-Eaton?
No report.
Very good. Vice Mayor?
I'd just like to thank staff in Roca Point for amazing presentations about the future downtown that they put on. I thought it was great to get some feedback and feel the excitement and looking forward to what we're doing for our future. And just on tonight being Fat Tuesday, anyone who goes out and has a little party, be safe. There'll be a lot of crazy people out there. That's it.
Very good, very good. Yes, I also want to thank staff and Roca Point for putting on those presentations. And also, I sent an email earlier today, but I didn't hear back yet. I'm not sure the presentation is going to be available via our website, I think. I'm not sure if it's up on the website yet. It is up on the website currently, so if you weren't able to view the presentation, you can go to the city's website, and you can click a button there somewhere, and you can view the presentation that was given by our development partner, and both on, I'm sure it was Wednesday night was recorded at the Cultural Center. I'm not sure if Thursday night was over at Olson Center, but Thursday night it was, or Wednesday night it was at the Cultural Center. So that is live. You can view that. All the information is there. Also, just to follow up on Commissioner Fournier, her report. Mr. Harrison, do we have some kind of a thumbnail timeline for McNabb Road? Because that is a GeoBond project, and I want to make sure we keep pushing these GeoBond projects, because we got that one, we got the EOC. I think those are the only two outstanding currently.
Right, that's right.
Hmm?
I believe it's 27 when we have to have those done.
2027?
I believe that's right.
Okay, so
I'll double check on that.
Okay, I don't want to, because
we have kind of a sliding scale because of everything that happened after the bond issue with COVID and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
I'm aware of all that, but there's been a lot of grumbling from about other political organizations that have not completed their bond obligation projects, and I don't want Pompano Beach to ever have that kind of a reputation. So that's the only reason I bring it up.
Right.
Pompano Beach, we're different. We're great. We're great.
Sir,
Let's keep it that way.
Getting it done.
Good deal. We get her done. All right. That's all I've got. Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned.